live.
Yay.
Welcome to whatever number episode this is. 48? Is that right?
Yes.
Oh my God, we got
no.
turn
Hold
them
on. Hold
the
on.
volume. Gonna be loud. We're working at the kinks, folks.
Kinks are in effect.
Audio's on the left side. Yeah.
Sleep on the left side, right? Corner shop.
Left side.
Corner shop reference.
My God.
I saw corner shop at the Paradise
There you
in
go.
Boston, I think.
All right.
Anyway, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the final episode of 2019 and the first episode of 2020 simultaneously of the Dad and Buried podcast. If you don't know, now you know. Right?
Oh, we got one. We got one.
Holy shit. We got one. All
We
right,
got
so
one.
my name is Mike. It's my co-host, Pete. I go by Dad and Buried. He goes by
Pete.
Pete.
So it works out. It really works.
We if you don't know, now you know. I can't not say that
Yeah.
every time. So if you're not aware, for this episode we are experimenting and doing a live stream on YouTube at the same time that we record it. So if you're listening to this on your podcast, you can actually go to YouTube and watch the whole episode. Like with all of our episodes, the only difference is there
This
really
one's
is no
live.
difference.
This one's live.
But they're always live. We just don't always broadcast it live. So on YouTube, it's
No,
live.
Well, we do what? Actually, that's not true. We do live to tape most
Sure.
times or most episodes. This is actually live
It's a-
and recorded.
Technicalities, but we're hoping there's a few people who we told a few people just because it's kind of an experiment. So we didn't really promote it. We just want to see how it works and the logistics of it. We're in a new studio space. My man, our man Nate's apartment.
Yeah.
And we're trying out the system and the setup and the lighting and the cameras and we already had some kinks, which is why we started a little bit late.
But the topic. that
Everything
we're gonna
else is
cover,
the same. So the
topic.
topic is going to be a little bit of a reminiscing about the last year,
We're looking back.
I asked some people for some feedback on the podcast. We've done like 48 episodes, so we're still pretty new. Although we probably isn't that
Feels
Nate?
old.
Isn't that more
Feels
than
old.
like 97% of podcasts? They only have like 3 episodes.
Yeah, they die out in a month or two.
Yeah.
there we go.
So we asked for some feedback because we're still learning.
We're still live.
We're always learning. You know what? As long as we live,
Yeah.
we're learning. Because what's life if you're not constantly learning and moving forward and striving?
What kind of podcast are you turning this
What do you
shit
mean?
into?
Tony
You
Little.
horrible-
Remember
What?
Tony Little? Not
No.
Tony Robbins. Tony Little.
No,
An
what is
exercise
that?
guy, Tony Little. I can't do it. Anyway, so tonight we're gonna do a little bit of a year in review, and then
All right.
we're gonna have a little fun. We asked for some would you rather scenarios about parenting. Would you rather do this versus that kind of thing? If you don't understand the concept by now, you'll get it pretty soon. We're hoping maybe we'll get some comments on the YouTube channel that might sprinkle in a little spontaneity. Otherwise, it'll be same old shit, right?
Otherwise, we'll shut this whole thing down.
No, it's gonna be same
Shut it
same
down.
shit, same format, same bat channel,
Yeah.
just on YouTube. All right, deal with
There
it.
we go.
So as always, I'm Mike, aka Dad and Buried, and I run the Anti-Parenting Parent blog and Instagram. I have an advice column in a new actual magazine that came out.
What magazine?
Metro New York Parents. It services like Westchester and stuff, and
Wow.
I answered in a question, and it was printed in the actual magazine. And I don't know if you can see it online. They said they call it Ask Mike, and I was like, can we switch that to Ask Dad and Buried because there's so many Mikes
So
and only one Dad and Buried, baby, right, Nate?
So wait, you're now a regular column or
No, yeah, it's a
once?
regular monthly advice thing.
monthly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
great!
every
Can't
time
wait
an
for that.
issue comes out, you have a problem with it. It's not
Yeah.
quickly enough, not quick
No,
enough for you.
it's
like an
really
MTV
not.
Generation.
Yeah.
It's a magazine.
Can't wait.
It comes out monthly. I'm in
in
every
Westchester.
issue.
In Westchester.
There's 1 million plus subscribers.
tight. Can't
You're a
wait.
dick.
You
It's
know
quite an
what?
accomplishment. Where's your byline appear in print?
Guess what? I just made 84 versions of this podcast.
48 episodes.
Yeah, but
84
but I've-
versions.
yeah, but I've cut them down.
All right. I'm
I'm
gonna
making-
cut
I'm
you. I'm gonna
making-
cut you the fuck down. So look, if you like the podcast, if you've been here before and you like it, if you haven't, thank you for joining us. You can support us with the main thing we want is 5-star reviews on Apple Podcasts. The more reviews, the better. We want to get more attention. 2020, we're really gonna blow this motherfucker up, right?
Are we?
We're going worldwide.
We're going. We
Boats
are
and hose.
We are worldwide.
Prestige. I know we're technically worldwide, but it's just an expression.
I know.
Like Pitbull,
Shout
Mr.
out,
Worldwide.
Shout out to our friends in Australia who are having a rough
They do.
go.
Well, yeah, but that's true. That's a nice
You know what I
sentiment. We do have some fans down there.
So, I hope
Western
you guys are okay.
Australia. I
Oh,
hope
they're
you're
all,
all-
you know
I
what?
hope
I
everybody's
think
okay.
all of Australia is actually on fire right now.
That doesn't sound possible to me.
It is. I think it might
So
be.
you can leave us reviews on Apple,
Horrible.
or you can throw us some money on Patreon or
Yes.
on Anchor, and you can even buy some merch at our Spreadshirt site, right?
Which is in your link.
Spreadshirt.com.
Yep. Which is in your link.
It's in
tree.
my link tree on my Instagram page.
Go to Instagram.
So we're gonna get to some feedback soon. One of the pieces of feedback was that our intro was too long. So you know what? Got that a little too late. We haven't really course corrected yet, so we're gonna keep going.
Yeah.
We want to thank our Patreon supporters, also known as patrons: Single Dad Tier, Chris Coleman, Miriam, MS Babayan, Check Your Kids at the Door, M. Cedeno 1980, Mallory McKenzie. Thank you. Dad Bod Tier, Barbara Geiger, Morning Glow, Jacques Govar. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that right. Andrea Sandoval, who corrected me because I asked once, was it Andrea, the pretentious
It's
way
Andrea.
Gabriel
It's Andrea.
Carteris pronounces it on
Yeah.
90210, and she said, no, it's Andrea. Of course it is. Father Figure Tier, Julie McCarthy, Sarge, Paula Polsky, world's biggest CFL fan, Jennifer Wynn. World's Greatest Dad Tier, Mary Williams, Julie Burton. The My New Dad Tier, Sarah Desiree Monica. Thank you, one and all. And if you,
Thank
you know,
so
if you
much.
join those ranks, we'll read your name. We'll read your name too.
Come
right,
on
Nate?
in. We want join the fam. We
Join the
love it.
fam. So look, this week again, we're doing a little bit of a year in review, and then we're gonna do some Would You Rather's, and we'll be back after this. And since we're doing this live,
Yeah.
we're just gonna, I don't know, what are you gonna do?
All right, Nate.
How's this working? You're just
We're-
gonna hit a button?
We're after this, Nate. Make it happen.
Make it so. That's a Star Trek reference.
Yep, I know.
We're rolling.
All right.
All right, we got our first comment. Thank you, Amanda Marcotte, for the super helpful yay comment. We appreciate your enthusiasm.
Yay.
Bring a little bit more to the table next time, please. We can't really work with yay. What do you think was his handle?
Centaur Wickak.
Centaur Withak.
Yeah.
Centaur with AC, like an air-conditioned centaur. In case that would be nice
That's
in the
another one.
summer.
Yep.
In Narnia, are there centaurs in Narnia?
I'm sure there are. There've got to be.
There are in Xanth. Anyway, it takes a while to get into the topic, he or she says. Once the ads, intros, and plugging finish, it's 10 minutes in. You know what? He's right.
Good call.
I think it's a
Busted.
full 10 minutes so far tonight.
That's right.
Look, I have been actually saying for a while that we should shorten the intro, and Pete has said no.
Oh my
we need
God.
to it's fucking facts.
What a
fucking
what a
stone cold
bitch.
facts. And but we do really want to thank and acknowledge everybody
Yeah.
who gives us a little bit of
Come
money.
on.
You know, so you know what? Hit the fucking 30-second skip.
Yeah,
God, when
guys.
I listen to podcasts, I'm hitting that 30-second skip constantly. If I'm listening to like a recap of a show and they start talking about an episode I haven't seen, or they start throwing spoilers around for something, I listen to a lot of
What do
pop
you do?
culture podcasts.
Tell
I
us.
hit that fucking 30-second skip. Ray Fiennes, Mama Llama. She's really into you, man.
Oh, well, what's up, Ray? Ray Fiennes, that's me.
Man, yes, Jesus Christ. You thought
Hi,
that was
Mama.
actually, what's up, Ray Fiennes?
No, I didn't know. You know, I didn't know what she was referencing.
It's not Ralph, it's Rafe.
Rafe.
God. Okay, so Mrs. Thompson says she loves the podcast but can't stand the 15 to 20 minute intro. Look, message received from you two, okay? Nobody likes the intro. Watching the live feed instead of getting my kids ready for bath, says James Pietro. Thanks, James.
There you
Well,
go.
you know,
Well, wait,
why can't
getting
they
your
watch
kids
it too?
ready for bath?
How do you get your
Oh.
kids ready for bath? Like
You know
mean
what?
just
We're
like
on the
taking
East
off their
Coast.
clothes?
What the fuck are you talking?
Well, I'm saying,
about?
how do you get somebody ready for the bath? Hey, guys, get ready for
Yeah.
the bath?
Yeah,
Take
you-
off the clothes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And get the clothes ready, and then the
But
bath.
so
is-
he didn't want to say undressing my kids.
That's a good
He
call.
just wanted to say getting my kids ready for bath.
You
Or
know
maybe
what?
they're going to Bath, England, and he's packing.
How about
Maybe
this?
that's what he meant.
You know what would have been weird is if he had said, "I'm slowly undressing my kids."
That would have been weird, and now it is weird. What a
So-
weird thought to have. And
You're
we'll be
welcome.
back to Leaving Neverland Anyway,
Yeah.
okay, so some more feedback was a couple of people liked our banter, which that was a pretty good example of some banter right there.
Banter.
Casey Horrell says, I enjoy it, even if you spend like half the time off topic. You know what? So we have this argument all the time. You even said a few minutes ago that you don't think we're organized enough.
Yes.
And I think the spontaneity and kind of going on tangents is part of the charm.
Oh my God.
The people who like, maybe if it's your first time listening,
Right.
you're
It's
like,
annoying.
I want to hear this topic. But if you come back and you just can't get enough of Rafe Fiennes and
Or
whoever I
Mike.
supposedly look like,
You look like
yeah, you don't care what we talk about. You're just having a good time hanging out with your friends, Rafe and Mike.
Right. No.
Poor man's Michael. What's more flattering to you,
who's-
Rafe Fiennes or poor man's Michael Fassbender?
I mean, both of those people are way more good
Attractive
looking
than you
I am.
and talented.
Yeah.
Both
My
of them.
God.
Yeah.
I have zero talent.
Or charisma. They've got a lot more charisma than you.
Yeah, my charisma. Boy, what a pleasure it is to listen to this.
IP
Wonderful
Plumber
podcast.
says you're so funny. I would listen. I would hear you. I can't understand. I would hear you talk about any topic. You know what? When you tune in, you do hear me talk about any topic.
Literally,
I talk
any
about
topic.
literally fucking anything.
We literally just
Jean
covered
Benet Ramsey,
the Australian wildfires,
Wildfires.
which are horrible.
CFL comes up more often than I
CFL,
think I'm comfortable with.
Polsky.
Paul has something to say about that.
You know
We're
what?
Coming up on
Our
that later.
patrons come up all the time.
We got another comment.
Sarge.
You got to scroll. Mama Llama says, I went for a
Oh,
run
yeah.
once listening to the Ungrateful Taking podcast. The guy leaf blowing looked at me like I needed to be in a straitjacket because I snorted laughing. Who's Paul? Ralph and Paul?
Paul
Rudd. That's right.
Rudd.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
what you're talking
I
about.
forgot that. I mean, I embody his spirit
Right.
so much. I forgot that I wasn't him.
You know what? We do the ending of on YouTube. We do the ending. Not a lot. I don't know if there's that many people
Look
that
at
are
us.
watching it.
Look
But
at us.
but you always constantly
Who'd have
like
thunk it?
you're looking like Paul.
Look at us. At the
Paul Rudd.
ending? What do you mean
Yeah.
at the ending?
The end. We on the end of every YouTube video. There's a little shout out
Where I look like Paul Rudd?
where you claim to look like you
Doesn't
actually self-claim to look like Paul
I
Rudd.
self-claim.
So everyone
You know what?
should look
a fucking-
look at this guy. By the way, this is a stain. It's not a shadow.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is there a stain on this?
No, dude. But
I wouldn't know.
I
I'm
really
colorblind.
I fucking-
Stains are hard to see when you're colorblind.
I just
You
trolled
trolled
the-
me
I
and it
trolled the
fucking
shit
worked.
out of
You did the equivalent of this, and I fucking fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. All right, so
bitch.
Mom of Twins 1714 says she wouldn't change a thing about our podcast. She loves the banter between us the most.
Okay.
Dana Bosday, who's very interactive, says she loves the banter as well. She loves when you two go off the rails. But Mike laughing about worms and cat poop and that movie,
What movie was that?
Clara's Heart, was my favorite moment. The Neil Patrick Harris Whoopi
Oh,
Goldberg thing. She
right.
said, I truly look forward to my drive to work on
my
Thursdays to
God.
listen to you guys. Keep it going. Thank you. So I did ask some favorite moments,
Okay.
and that was one of the ones. There was the laughing fit from the last episode.
You had two laughing fits.
2 weeks in a row I had
Yeah.
laughing fits, although that one I think was more intense.
I feel like you were. What was going on with you?
You know what?
You just needed.
I'm
it.
going to take the fifth on that one. Bentina80 says, I love that Mike relates stuff to movies and Pete has no clue.
Yep.
She messaged me and she was like, who has seen more movies, you or Pete? And I said, are you serious?
Mike, that's all you do. Is
All I
watch-
do is watch movies.
movies.
Why do you think my kids are so
You
terrible?
don't. You don't go out.
She loves when we sing Desiree, You Gotta Be.
Oh, okay.
You gotta be.
There we go,
yeah,
patron.
I don't know the words. We should learn it. Can we learn more about Nate's life and how you guys know each other? Nate?
Well, you're learning right now if you're watching.
We're
'cause
in
this is his
yep,
apartment.
We're in Nate's new
Look at
apartment.
his apartment.
He went from a studio apartment to one with actual rooms.
So now we're in one
We're
of them.
very proud of him. He was in New Jersey visiting his family for the holidays. He's lost a lot of weight in the past few months.
He's done a great
He's
job.
really-
he's working on his fitness.
He is working on his fitness and on his
honestly,
lifestyle and treating himself better all around.
Have you seen the way he looks in those jeans?
I have not, but I'm
Oh
looking forward to checking
my
it out
God.
later.
I literally, I couldn't breathe.
Oh my God. Okay, so how do we know each other? Pete and Nate worked together in a former life,
Yes.
and actually are working together again. Is that true?
Yeah.
And Pete and I went to high school with
A mutual friend of ours.
a mutual friend. Yeah, we have a mutual friend. just slim it down.
Yep.
Cut to the chase. When are the wives coming on the podcast? Bentini80 wants to know. My wife is dying too. I have no idea what your wife is.
Couldn't be. Just has no idea I'm doing a podcast.
And Pete needs nicknames
Zero.
for his kids ASAP. I think Mergers and Acquisitions is
Mergers and acquisitions
is one of their
them,
names.
Yeah.
The
Or
eldest.
maybe corp dev is a more modern.
Corp
term
Dev.
for that.
M&A.
M&A.
But Mergers and Acquisitions is more fun to say than
Yeah.
Corp Dev.
Okay. I
don't
like
know.
it. I
don't know.
agree.
Well, I agree that his kids need nicknames.
I know.
We'll get on that.
I know.
Super Toph says, get Nate a mic. I don't want to hear more from him, but what he does say is hard to hear. Ouch. Love
You know
the
what?
YouTube
We're-
feed, though, he
we're
says. I wonder if
working.
he's here tonight.
We're working on it, and
I bet you can
know
hear him
what?
better now when he speaks. Nate, say something.
Yeah, I think I'm a lot clearer.
You know
I'm
what?
sure you are.
Part of this is funded by by our patrons. So thank you again.
Thank you, patrons. Let's
And-
go through that list again.
Yeah.
All right. So, Artistic Tech says Pete's mic or just his voice is super low / the same frequency range as road noise. Hard to hear.
You son of a bitch,
Fix
Nate.
your fucking voice box.
You know what, Nate?
Go get your shine box.
You're getting
A
called
little,
out.
a little bit.
I'm trying.
A little bit. You may
all-
phone him a little bit. That's my De Niro.
Oh,
You may phone him a little bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
I'm not good at impressions.
Yeah.
All right, get off me. All right, and our Boston Bond 4 says, I love your podcast. Ease up on the cuss words. I listen in the car with my kids screaming in the back.
Oh.
Good point. My brother also tells me to ease up on the cussing.
What a dick.
If you would cuss more, it would be less obvious that I was swearing
I think
so much.
I swear.
I say swear. I don't say cuss.
Cussing is a weird.
I grew
feel
up
like-
above the Mason-Dixon line.
that's
All
a
right.
southern
Yeah.
thing. But I feel I swear way too much for unnecessary
By
reasons.
the moon and the stars and the sun,
You know
I'll
what?
be there. Is that it? All for one?
Is this
I
Boys to Men?
swear. No, it's all for one. There's
Okay.
like a white dude, an Asian dude.
My
They're the
God.
biggest, weirdest group of singers you'd ever think. Scroll down. You're
The
screwing
amount,
up.
the
Bill
amount of
D'Amica has something to
information-
say.
Oh my
Is that
God.
actually Bill D'Amica?
I have no idea.
I think it is.
I don't know.
Forget that. Don't listen with your kids.
Yeah. I wouldn't listen with your kids, to be honest with you. This isn't really. You know what this is? This podcast.
Don't spend any time with your kids. Let's be honest.
No, this podcast represents. There's tons
This
of
is
amazing.
a reprieve from your
Exactly.
kids.
There's
Yeah.
a tons of amazing podcasts out there about parenting and the joys of it. This is a break from all that shit.
Maybe
this is
we-
where you can scream into the fucking
Into the abyss, into the void. So
the
Mama
pillow.
Llama says maybe we should ask KSU Julie, is it cussing or cursing or swearing? KSU Julie, one of our patrons,
Yep. Again.
who the Dolphins did her a big favor today. So because the Dolphins beat the Patriots in a shocking upset, my Dolphins were the feisty Dolphins with some good coaching. They really never gave up this year, even though they should have, because now they don't get the fucking quarterback they need. Beat the Patriots today, which knocked the Patriots from the 2 seed to the 3 seed,
So how-
and gave Kansas City the 2 seed. Means they get the bye. So if the Patriots have to advance, they have to go to either Kansas City or Baltimore, depending on how things shake out, which makes things a lot harder for the fucking Patriots. And we can all agree that's better.
You know what's interesting is you've really changed your tune over the last 42 episodes.
I wanted
You
them, if there were
start- you
one
wanted
game,
to-
I wanted them to win. If there were 2 games, I wanted them to win all season. I wanted them to beat the Jets one of the 2 times because I fucking hate the Jets, and I wanted them to fuck up the Patriots.
Yeah.
Playoff
You feel
seeding.
good. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm happy
getting
they
a
won
good
today.
vibe.
Look, they had already won enough games that they weren't getting the number 1 or the number 2 pick anyway. So today, I was glad that they won today. Whatever, going to next year.
What are they? 4
Yeah, 4 and they went 5 and they were 0-7, and then they went 5-4, which doesn't quite add up. Is that right?
Nope.
That's 5-11. No, that's right.
No, I
That's
don't.
pretty good. Back half of the season. Shut up. A couple people said they liked specific episodes. CC
Yeah,
Myth
that's what I think.
88 says yay for your pro-vaccine episode. Texas Margaret said the Lying to the Kids episode was a good one, although not a lot of people listened to that because it was over the holidays.
Yeah.
Go back and check that one out, the Lying to the Kids one.
Yep.
Little Charmer 80 says the Traveling with the Kids was one of the best episodes. She liked your law in the airport where you can.
I know,
A
I
parent
know.
was.
Yeah.
You had immunity from shooting a
If-
kid in
if-
the airport.
If your kid was throwing a tantrum, you had the
could
right,
shoot them.
or just or
kill
kill
them,
them,
just
in
kill them
other in any
with
way.
your hands, with the garrote.
just like a
Yeah.
like a Homer Simpson kind of. Yeah.
She said the lows were any week without a podcast. Oh.
Aw.
And she really liked when I said fuck a dry donut last week. Because I was trying to say fuck dry donuts, they suck. But I said, because they're garbage. And I
Yeah.
said fuck a dry donut. Which, if you
Got it.
take that literally, not be enjoyable for anybody. Least of all the donut.
I guarantee you, there's a slice of society that's like, huh.
Let's start
Dry
that.
donut, you
Let's start
say?
that Pornhub channel.
Okay.
All right. Then a bunch of people have some nice things to say to us. AS Parker 13.
Well, wait. This
Sarge.
is all nice.
Yeah, no, I don't we need to kiss
We're
our
gonna-
own asses.
We're gonna
the whole
segue
time.
back into nice
Stephanie Kennerson
stuff.
liked the one about what we do with our kids in the summer because it was relatable, informative, and hilarious. And look, I am shocked that anything we did was informative.
I think, yeah, I have no idea what it is that we're doing here.
I forget
other
what we
than
say on these things the
all
minute
the time.
we're done.
What I do know is that I feel it's gotten progressively better. From 5% to 10% to 15% better after these episodes. I do these episodes because I feel better. Just being able to say, fuck this shit.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
Well, these kids, all these kids and what they need and what they want.
You feel
all
better about
constantly.
your parenting after these
No,
episodes?
no, no. I
What
just
are you
feel
saying?
better. I just feel better screaming into the void, basically. Being able to
You know what?
talk shit about my kids.
You're not making a lot of sense.
Okay. Good.
Maybe you should stop talking for a while.
Sure.
Jesse T says the lying episode was spot on. Thank you, Jesse T. Oh, and if you have a YouTube name that is different than another name that you use on Instagram and you comment sometimes, let me know so we know who you are. All 7 of you. All right. So, yeah, we got some praise. So, M. Cedeno likes that we're real about parenting and we don't BS and pretend we're perfect like a lot of people on social media do. Sarge says that he thinks the podcast has improved with every episode.
Really?
Yeah. And
You
he
know
says
what?
he has
That's
a
high
fever
praise.
and the only prescription is more headband.
Sarge,
At
Sarge,
the
take
beginning,
that
I used to
back.
wear
Take it back.
headbands.
Sarge.
I have my headband
Sarge.
with me, I think.
There's some things. I love you, but take that back.
M.I. Olivia 25 says, it makes me dread the next few years and gives me anxiety, but
Yeah.
very funny. So she sounds like
Yeah.
she maybe has a baby or something and now is...
Yeah, you
in
know
a
what?
panic.
Here's the thing. If you can set the bar really low, then or really high, maybe you can try and not avoid some of these horrible situations. That
Try
we've
and not avoid.
Well, try and avoid some of these horrible situations that we've found ourselves in.
Yeah, if you listen to us,
Yeah, and you're like,
Do
oh, you know
what
what?
we don't- do what Donnie
Don't
does.
always scream at your kids for no
no,
reason.
God, I was screaming at my kid all fucking day today.
Do you know what I
We went
realized?
to
So
Rise of Skywalker.
can I just say one
Yeah.
thing before you go on for 40 minutes? I was listening, I was putting my 9-year-old to bed, my middle daughter to bed, and she was telling like a really sweet story, but it was just late enough that I remember thinking this distinctly. I go, okay, yep, okay, oh, that sounds good. Can you get into bed now?
Yeah.
And I just wanted her to not be telling me the story because I couldn't.
I live in a perpetual
didn't
state of not
have
wanting to
enough
hear your
energy
stories.
to hear the story, and I took a step back, and I remember this was 2 nights ago, and I said, "This is the moment. That's it. I'm being a dick. Let me."
You
I'm-
course corrected.
and I course corrected. I said, "Sorry, what is it that you want to say?" And the story
Oh,
was awful.
Yeah, but you dealt
It
with
was
it. You lived through it.
absolute garbage.
I'm proud that we
And
were
I
able,
was
your
like,
own
okay.
listening to you, remembering your own shitty parenting helped you.
I just
correct
it-
mistakes.
somehow. Yeah. I mean, and then,
then you had to hear a
2
shitty
seconds
story,
later, I
'cause
go,
no good
okay,
deed
okay,
goes
just go to
unpunished,
fucking
yeah.
bed now. Jesus.
Bill D'Amica says, I listened to Backaways and I would agree it's gotten more refined, except Pete's tangents. They are still as bad as they were in the beginning. I agree with you, Bill.
Good call. Bill.
Roy with a _T says, great pod, keep it up. You fill a great void for dads like me who half seriously, just kidding / half seriously hate parenting.
Yeah, well, parenting is a fucking
Parenting
nightmare.
sucks.
It's a fucking nightmare. Kids,
Just admit it.
yeah. I mean, these kids, they're fine,
They're
but
nightmares.
we're raising them.
Yeah, they're works in progress.
Here's the problem: we're the
We're all-
ones.
we're still
We're the
works in progress.
problems because we're raising them this way. Except for it, just they're so ungrateful
It
about
is
everything.
so hard to know the difference between
They're so ungrateful.
if your kid is a dick just because they're a kid, or if they're
dick.
mimicking your behavior or your parenting is negatively impacting how they behave. And I know for a fact some of the shit that I do is causing my kids to act the way that they act,
Yeah.
whether it's just my personality or my parenting.
Right.
I see it reflected in all the worst ways. It's very depressing. Anyway, let's get back to the laughs. Paul Opalski says he loves the
which
podcast despite the shit we give him about the CFL, which he hasn't watched since 1996. Somebody don't protest too much, methinks.
Oh, okay.
I loved your fight with Pete about whether Batman is better than Superman, which he totally is. Fuck you, Paul. Superman is so much better than Batman. Batman's not even super. I'm not getting into this again.
So what about Iron Man?
We've had this exact conversation. Iron Man is a cooler character than Batman.
All right.
And yes, they're both not super. They're just rich geniuses. But Iron Man owns it. He admits who he is. He drinks. He has a problem with drinking, to be honest. But he owns it.
Well, he owned it in this particular franchise.
Well, I'm talking
He
about
had-
the comics and stuff. There's a whole famous storyline called Demon in the Bottle,
Okay.
which is all about his
I'm going to
alcoholism.
stop you there. The best superhero, bar none, is obviously Aquaman because, hey, if you want to get a dolphin to do something, Aquaman is your man.
So I don't really have
Little
a
known
big
fact.
problem with Aquaman. I don't really like,
He works for SeaWorld.
what's his name? Jason Momoa's Aquaman?
Jason
That
Priestley.
movie is fucking garbage. Anyway, Paul wants to know if we're worried about running out of topics. I am worried about running out of topics because we've already done fucking 50.
I don't know if we are because there's so much nuance between
It's MOMOA.
there's so much nuance between raising
Yeah,
older
we can
kids,
we can
middle
go back
kids,
to
younger kids.
topics and like pull a subtopic out of a
Yeah.
previously discussed topic. We can just redo topics. Nobody's paying attention. Let's be honest.
Nobody cares.
All right, so
We're doing this.
we appreciate
This is
the
good.
feedback. It's exciting to us that anybody listens to this thing at all, and it's certainly exciting that some of you actually enjoy it. But we wanted to get into the would you rather questions. So I months ago I posted a tweet. I tweeted a post. Doesn't make sense. I tweeted, would you rather, and it was just meant to be a joke, but
No,
would you rather
You posted a tweet, I think you mean,
On
because that's
Twitter.
what you do.
Yeah.
You tweet
Post.
and then you take a screen grab of it,
And then you post it on
you post
Instagram.
it
I
on
do that.
Instagram, and that's
or
where
I
you get
copy
the
and paste
traction.
the tweet as a Facebook
Let it-
status
you know what,
update on my
Mike?
page.
Let us in behind the curtain.
I just did. That's my whole thing.
Okay, close the curtain.
I regurgitate
Hair up.
everything everywhere.
Okay, good.
So the tweet was: would you rather have small talk with a bunch of other parents at the playground, or stick your hand in a blender? And people were very excited
Yeah.
to respond to that because the people dread the small talk thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think. How about you? Do you like it?
I don't mind it.
It's trickier for dads even.
I
Not as many dads at the playground.
I like to really
Move it.
weed them out. I like to figure out who they are.
Who? What do
These
you mean weed
these
them out?
parents.
So you
Just
talk to
like,
them in
and
order
then,
to
some
gain intel
parents-
and make
some-
judgments.
Yeah, some
Yeah,
parents are just so about it, and you're like, you're dead to me. It's like, oh, little Timmy's the best, and you're like, okay, well, next.
So before we get into these, Mama Llama says you're known for posts about parenting and kids. Maybe divulge into your relationship with your wives, date night, stay up late to have quality time, etc.
Oh.
Well, you know what? We're not a marriage podcast. We've done like disciplining with your spouse or different parenting.
Oh yeah,
techniques with your spouse.
being on a different page than your spouse.
Yeah, we could do something about like marriage and parenting
Yeah.
if we want an episode. Sure.
I thought we had done at least one or two of those.
We've done so many.
Yeah, it's hard to.
I don't
it's hard
remember
to think.
any of them.
But,
Stay up late to have quality time. Well, staying up late, yeah, for sure.
But
just
quality,
when the kids
I
are
think
in bed.
quality time is an interesting one because I mean that's half of it, right? It's just you were two people having a good time, and then the third person comes along, and you're like, the fucking thing
Yeah,
changes.
it's all over now.
The math changes.
It does. And then you're playing, and then you have a second kid, and then you have a third, and suddenly you go from man to man to zone, which is what
To
everybody
zone,
says.
yeah.
So sick of hearing that.
Yeah, I know. But
Did we do an episode about
does
what's
get
harder from going from 0 to 1,
yes
from 1 to 2, or
no,
from 2 to 3?
I don't think we covered it. I think we just mentioned it. We didn't make it a topic. we
Well,
just
there's an
mentioned it.
interesting near the end of these would you rather's. There's an interesting one. All right.
Oh well, let's
Don't
let's
even
wait.
read these. I want to get these. All
I'm out.
right. So Sarah Beth Transu
Okay, Sarah.
says, would you rather have your flu-ridden toddler sneeze directly into your mouth, or walk naked through a construction site during working hours?
Me,
Yes.
the naked through the
Yeah,
construction
you'd
site.
love that.
Because honestly, I just want someone to appreciate who I am
You
for
are
a change.
Rafe Fiennes.
No,
Check out the bot on Rafe.
on Rafe.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
right.
they would
Yeah,
think you
yeah.
look like Rafe too. Because
Yeah.
those construction guys are big fans.
What
of,
if I
end of the affair.
What if I amend it and just say I will walk through a construction site while my toddler is sneezing, his flu-ridden,
Into
and
your
people will be
mouth?
both confused.
I'm confused.
Why is he naked and holding a baby?
Is
Why
the baby naked too?
The baby's
Is it,
fully clothed.
is it a baby or a toddler?
Toddler. He's
So
the
is
toddler's fully clothed
sneezing into your mouth
while I'm
your
naked.
open mouth while
I'm
you're
naked. And then people are probably shouting, This is a serious construction
You're
site. You need a
gonna-
hard
The
hat.
kid's gonna die.
You need a hard hat for the little baby and you. And I'm too busy being sneezed on. That's my.
Go reread Bill's comment up above.
That's what I want. That's what I. Listen,
I think, and this is the problem with a lot of these questions, right? Not that it's a problem,
that you've
but
posed.
no, but my flu-ridden toddler has sneezed into my mouth.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these things have happened,
Right.
you know. So like I know I can deal with that. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna walk through a construction site naked.
You'd rather have a.
Toddler sneeze into my mouth. It's happened before. Yes, it's like not a big deal. It's just it's part of the fucking.
Do you have a?
part of the process? More Chiba.
Do you have a strong immune system?
I do. My wife does not. My eldest has the strongest immune system I've ever seen. Everyone in the
Really?
house gets sick. He never gets sick.
My
And my toddler has my wife's immune system.
my greatest comeback is when my wife's like, "We're all getting sick." I'm like, "I'll be fine. Just I'll be fine."
your
And
face.
then I'll just start eating whatever. One of my kids will have some sort of
Gruel
horrific disease,
that they've sneezed into.
and I'll just be
Ew.
just take it down.
Right from the vomit bowl. Oracle, ORE_ACLE says, would you rather have your baby pee on your face or spit up on your face?
Both happen. Both have happened.
Shut up, Jesse. God damn it. Both have happened. I would prefer pee on your face because the spit up might make me throw up. It's like curdled milk. I'm not into that. There might be chunks get into my mouth. That shit's nasty. It smells. Pee when you're like a baby is mostly just water.
Yeah.
I'll drink that fucking all day long, baby. Just call me R. Kelly. Oh, shit's getting weird.
Yeah, it's getting real weird.
Shit's getting weird. Dana Bosday said, would you rather have your kid sneeze in your face or catch vomit in your hands? Definitely kids sneeze in my face.
Yeah, sneeze all
What
day.
kind of question is that? All day, 365, 24/7, 365.
My eldest kid just threw up 2 nights ago.
Oh, God. I don't want to hear about it.
No, guess what she
My
had?
wife threw up the other day.
Don't worry about it. Guess what
Wasn't
she had?
from the flu, though. Guess what she had?
Yeah, you didn't let me
Chlamydia.
finish.
Is that what that means?
Tight. Is that why she was throwing up? Tight. But why are
What
we
the
winking?
fuck? I don't know.
Because
You were
you're
winking at
clicking
me.
But you're clicking, but you've given your wife chlamydia, unless your wife has
Look,
had some
The
other...
chlamydia, it's the chicken and the egg. Who gave it to who?
Okay. But do you throw up from chlamydia?
I have no fucking idea. I don't have chlamydia. You should know.
Okay, well, you're really projecting here because you started that whole thing.
You know
but
what?
My 12-year-old did, but guess what? She said I didn't feel well. Guess what she got on her way to bed? A puke bowl. Guess
A
where,
vomit bowl.
Guess where she didn't puke?
In the vomit bowl.
No, anywhere on her bedding.
Yeah, well, look, man. Look, obviously you give them something
Another
to throw
victory
up
for
in. The idea of
puke
having a
bowl.
dedicated utensil for it is fucking weird.
And then we raised the puke
Anyway,
bowl up.
Jen Petrie, this is relevant. Would you rather clean up diarrhea or vomit?
Ooh, okay.
That's
This is
tough.
a good one.
Vomit might make you vomit. But then again, diarrhea might make you vomit. Nate, which would you rather clean up?
Diarrhea,
Someone else's diarrhea or vomit?
Vomit, for sure.
Interesting.
I think
Have you ever gotten
vomit.
shit in your hands from like cleaning
Yeah.
a diaper or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, of course you have.
course.
Of course you have. KT8857 said, would you rather suck a booger out of your kid's nose or get bit by a gator? So I think she means one of those suction things you put up your kid's nose and it sucks like the mucus or the
Yeah.
snot out. Those things are hard
Those
to
are horrible.
do. But I
Can I
would
tell a
still
true-
rather do that than get bit by a gator.
True story. A friend of my M&A, my oldest daughter, who's 12 now, when she was 8, her friend, a friend of hers,
Nailed it.
never blew her nose ever.
My son won't
So
do that.
she had
Oh, God.
essentially an impacted
No.
nose
You
situation.
told me this, I think.
It was so gnarly. It was this doc. She had to have it. She went into the doctor to have it.
It's like having
removed.
earwax removed.
She
yeah.
had impacted nose boogers.
Impacted nose boogers. Was it like affecting her because she like not speak?
No one would speak to her
Yeah.
because
Oh,
she
well.
was a huge booger head, which is what I called her.
Booger head, even
Yeah.
before you knew of it.
I said, she sounds like a real booger head.
Little Charmer 80 says, would you rather change a shitty diaper at a gas station or on the front seat of your car?
Front
I have
seat of your
done
car.
both, and I would agree front seat of the car.
Gas station.
The
you
implication, though, is that you might get some shit on your car.
just,
Guess what? There's already shit on my
no.
car.
You're not. No, you're not going to get
It
shit
could
on your
happen.
car because you're going to put the diaper, the what is
Yeah,
it? The
but
diaper
right.
thing,
So it depends.
pad.
So how old is this kid?
15.
Okay, well, yes. No, they can go. They
82.
can go into the SO station themselves. Jewel Gould.
Here we go.
JUL_Gould. Would you rather cut your kids' nails every day or clean their poop out of the tub every day?
Cut their nails, I
I think
think.
cutting their nails sucks.
Is brutal.
It's
But
hard.
But if they,
Scary.
it depends on what age they are. My 5-year-old's just coming around to it, where he was like, and he would move his
Yeah.
hands. But then,
Oh, the moving of the
and
hands.
I did it. I would do a really light one, like just slightly cut his nails, and he's like, oh, it's not so bad. And then he tried to flex, and I'm like, let me fucking go deep and show him.
Oh my God. Weaponizing fingernail cutting. Harry Claridge, would you rather step on a Lego or in your kid's pee?
Lego,
Again,
100.
again, both things have
I
happened.
don't want-
The Lego happens all the time.
I would much rather step on Lego because it's so much easier. First of all, after I'm done swearing and fully just
From
destroying
the Lego?
yeah, I can easily pick it up and put it away. I don't want to have to mop up pee.
What if you step in the pee and you like slip and you fall and you hit your head?
I
right?
wouldn't do that?
It's a
I
lot.
have cat-like reflexes. I would fall on the Lego. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Other parents. KK625 says, "Would you rather listen?" So this is about some other parent situations. There were a couple of mother-in-law ones. So I'm gonna save KK625 to the other mother-in-law section because I think I created a mother-in-law. I did. There are a couple more. So Andrea.LWS says, "Would you rather make mommy friends or relive the worst of high school?" Oh wait, it's the same. So like making mommy friends, they're gossipy and cliquey, and I think that's what she's saying. I don't have many mommy friends.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm not allowed to have mommy friends by mother. That's what I call my wife.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to be in the presence of another woman if my wife's not around.
Really?
Much like
Is
Vice
that-
President Mike Pence.
Is that what she's told you?
No, it's not. I was
Yes.
making it up. That's what Mike Pence and his wife, that's what their relationship is like.
She's
Do you
not.
think I'm like Mike Pence?
Yes, I do think you're. Right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well, that's a
You're a
curveball.
fucking dead ringer. By the way, while you're at it, just hand me that thing.
Oh,
over
but
there.
I was going to drink that.
Oh.
Do we have any left? I'll have to leave the room.
I'll get it.
Okay.
Oh,
Aw.
mate. Thanks.
Shut up.
Okay, so Little Charmer 80, would you rather... Oh, no, hold on. Would you rather take your... This is not Little Charmer 80. I don't know who sent this one in. Would you rather take your kids to a birthday party with 20-plus kids?
Okay.
Or make small talk with school parents?
Ooh. Okay. Now we've got one.
We've
Now
got
we've got
one.
one. All
Got one! That's
Here-
from Ghostbusters.
Okay. So here's the thing. How big is the space with the 20 kids?
She's not going to fucking answer.
I know,
Unless
but
she's
that's-
watching on YouTube, but
you
she
know-
isn't.
You know what? That sounds worse than the 20 kid party. That's fucking worse. I don't care what it is.
But you have to interact. Like, if you're in a tiny room and they're all going crazy. I mean, I have these at my house every year.
What's interesting? Well, not interesting, but it's they're almost kind of two halves. The
You have to do
two
both,
sides of the same
right? So
coin,
yeah,
yeah.
you could be at a birthday party with 20 plus
because
kids
you're gonna have
and
to
having to talk with
yeah,
your
you're
parent.
gonna have to
Yeah.
talk. Have
I
a little
talking
small
with the
talk.
parents sucks. It does suck. I'm not good at it. You know what?
I don't mind it.
I'm too famous for most of them. Like they don't know how to
I think
approach
that's
me.
what it is. Is you stand off in the corner, but because you wear that huge sweater.
What
I mean,
sweater?
not sweater, the scarf. A lot of the
Oh
time.
yeah, you don't like that scarf.
And it's the size
It's
of
the
like a
best
it's
scarf
like the
I've ever
size of a
had.
blanket.
It's
Basically,
the best scarf I've ever had.
It's literally the size of a
Yeah,
blanket.
you know what? It's fucking cozy. It keeps me warm.
And you wear it a lot.
One of my winter jackets is kind of like an open chest situation, like
Yeah.
I don't know what it's fucking called, open collar, and I fucking wrap that bitch up around and
open season.
fucking stuff it down.
You do it
beautiful.
all. You do it. You wrap
I
it
look
around.
good. It's a good look.
You know what's good is
You know
that
what? I don't
you
need to
feel
take
good
this from
about
you.
it.
That's all that matters. It's body positivity on the Dad and Barry podcast.
Is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
your
good.
unrealistic standards. Little Charmer 80, would you rather get woken at 5 a.m. daily or go live in a cave with a bear?
Live in a cave with a bear.
Yeah, yeah.
Period. Full stop.
So my brother,
Easy.
when I was-
if that bear was angry and mauled me,
My
Yes.
brother is 3 years older than me, and when he was in college and when I was in high school, I think I was hanging out like in his bedroom with him and his friend, and they were having a conversation. They were like playing video games. They were having a conversation about how they wish they were bears, so that they could hibernate
yeah.
and just like be asleep for 4 months of the year.
Okay.
And at the time, I was like, what a ridiculous, what a slob, what a do nothing.
Right.
Right, that's back when I was a Republican.
Yep.
And and then a few years later, I was like, man, especially now, I would love to just sleep for 4 months.
Do you
Who
know?
wouldn't? Shut my body down. Controlled coma, 4 months. What am I missing? Nothing.
How's this winter break been going for you? Are you sleeping in?
No. I haven't been sleeping well for the past few months. I haven't been eating well for the
Ooh.
past few months.
Mike, tell
I
us.
think I need to.
Let's open your
I
heart.
need to pull a Nate. I think I need to. I might have to do a little detox.
Okay. Yeah.
Not looking forward to it. I don't know that I can handle it.
We've been sleeping until 8 a.m.
So we got my
whole
kid a
family.
PlayStation for
The
Christmas,
8
and
a.m.
the day after we got him the PlayStation,
Up
I
from
slept
6.
till almost 10.
Really?
But I think I woke up and like had to do some shit at like 6:30, like to get them situated, and then went back to bed. But that's typically how it is. Like I never sleep through.
Right.
I always wake up and do some stuff or set some stuff up or deal with the toddler who needs something and then maybe go back to bed. And I'm not good at falling back to sleep.
My 5-year-old, who's usually up the first, came in this morning, and what he does, he stands next to me and he reads the clock.
Yeah,
He'll just read the clock, and like 7 ...
Now I'm free.
01 or something like that, or 6 or whatever. But today was 8:06. And I go,
Congratulations.
dude, you're the best.
did it. I'm
Good
happy
job,
for you.
man.
So, another Would You Rather section was about going places. So OG Brenna, who I worked with years ago outside of Boston.
Another?
A different person. I worked with her
Really?
in person. My first job out of college.
Okay.
It was at a recruitment advertising firm. And what they did was this was back in the days of newspapers, children, where they helped companies like HR departments place ads in newspapers.
Oh, like
in
classifieds.
the classified section.
Yeah.
So my day was spent talking to the HR people and then talking to the newspaper people and then the graphic designers and all this shit. It's fucking absolutely terrible piece of shit job. Anyway, Brenna was very intimidating back then. She was very tall and older than me. And then we crossed paths again as parenting influencers online and became friends.
Oh my God.
And now we're friends, and we talk shit about our days back then and all this stuff. And she's
Cool.
a photographer, and she works for the ASPCA, I think.
Oh my God.
Anyway, she said, would you rather attend a Recorder recital or Walmart on Black Friday? I'm never going to fucking Walmart on Black
Wow.
Friday.
No, but
And I know
honestly-
that I'll go to a Recorder recital or the equivalent, so I guess I would have to choose that.
Oof, that's close.
Fuck
man.
Walmart on Black Friday. It's called Cyber Monday.
Yeah, you know what? That's
Right?
a real thing.
Yeah, why would you ever go to the store?
I
You
was
need a fucking 72-inch that bad, man?
I heard something that Bill Burr said the other day about Black Friday. He's like, you don't want to be the first. You want to be like the third wave in, because then they're already on the ground, and you get to
it's
walk
a little
over
less
them.
urgency.
No.
I know what you
Everyone's
mean.
on
There's
the
a
ground.
carpet of dead
Yeah,
bodies, yeah.
Yeah, you get to go over. I thought that was clever.
We're going to try to get Bill Burr on the podcast next year,
Yeah.
right? We got some lofty goals.
Yeah,
He has his
exactly.
own podcast. Maybe we'll go on his instead.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Never know. Maybe if you guys help us go viral, we'll get some attention. J56 Ace says, would you rather take your kids out on Black Friday? I assume she means shopping, or palm a hot stove burner.
Oh,
Put your hand
yeah, just
palm
directly.
first on a hot stove. I would guess in that situation I would choose the Black Friday thing,
Yeah,
just because I'm not a fan of pain. Not my thing.
yeah. The Black.
Sorry, ladies.
Yeah, I don't know. I would. Yeah, I wouldn't do. I would do the Black Friday. I think that would work.
Yeah, you would. Little Charmer 80, who asked a lot of these fucking things because that's what she does, says, would you rather go on a 6-hour road trip with 2 kids under 5 or drive straight into a wall? Now, I've gone on a lot of road trips with both of my kids.
Straight into a wall.
They've never both been under 5. Maybe they've never both been under 5 because there's a 5-year, 3-month gap. But
Here's what I'm inferring
it's
from the
been
under
close.
5 is the 2 to 3 is that zone, because
I think she
if you're
just
an
means
infant,
they're both under 5, I think.
I know, but the point is if you're an infant, it's not a big deal, right?
No,
'Cause
but
the
they're
infants-
toddlers, yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
more like the
they
2
need
to
to
3,
stop
and there's
and then
some
all this
they're
shit.
like verbal, but they can't speak yet, and it's what a pain in.
Would
the
you
ass.
rather have to control a 2 and so I imagine she has a 2 and a 5-year-old. Would you rather have to control a 2 and a 5-year-old through a formal dinner or go into the office naked? Your office.
I would rather have a formal dinner naked. Is that an
You always got to
option?
put a spin on the naked questions.
You know what, Mike?
Lucky Stars 4583 says, would you rather be head of the PTA or go grocery shopping on a Saturday with your family while you all have the flu? Now, why, if you all have the flu, would you all go grocery shopping?
You need to infect others. They need to know your pain. That's how you do
But
it.
you can do that just yourself. Leave
What?
the most of the family should be home, and one person who's sick goes and fucking
it's
takes
a-
the bullet
It's a
at
better
the grocery
chance.
store.
if you get more people infected. You get wider coverage if you bring the whole miserable family to the grocery store.
Melly 1980 says, would you rather attend your kids' practice without your cell phone or eat fists full of wasabi? Now, I don't want to go anywhere to some dumb kid thing where I can't look at my phone. But I think you went a little bit too far with the fistful of wasabi, right? Give me the nose punch. Give me the pain. You don't need that. I mean, a fistful, you would die. It's just not practical. Get a little chunk, like too much wasabi, then you got an argument. And you got a little bit of an argument.
These are hypothetical questions. So
Yeah, no, I'm breaking it down. I'm making it a little bit more reasonable.
What you're trying to do
I'm saying
is,
I would make this choice. There would be a tough choice
if
for
it
me.
wasn't a fistful, but if it was like a nuggin or something.
If it was gonna suck really bad, but it wouldn't be like life threatening, I might do the wasabi.
Wasabi wouldn't kill you.
A fistful might.
I don't think so. It's horseradish.
A fistful? Can you get your fist in your mouth?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
No, but you don't have to do it all in one go.
Nate, can you?
Do you have to do
What do
it
you
all
mean?
in one go?
Yeah, that's the whole fucking point. No, you can
To
just do
eat
it in
it.
bits and pieces with your
Yeah.
fucking sushi roll. No. How is that a challenge? Say something about being naked, you goddamn weirdo.
Can you be naked while you're eating it?
You did it. You fucking did it. So, Joanne, we get into a new category about toys and stuff. Joanne McCusker says, would you rather only receive toys that make obnoxious noises or Legos? Legos, 100%. We have both. We have so many Legos in my house. They're all over the place. My son builds these huge elaborate things and then just freaks out anytime my toddler touches them. That's the annoying thing about these big Lego kits. They're like models. You build them all and
Right.
then
You
you can't
can't
touch
break
them
them
ever
down.
again.
It wasn't like the gray star, the starship. You know what I mean? You would just like make a plane and then you would build on top of it, and it was like a red, green, blue Lego. Back in the day, now they're all like parts of
You
systems.
can improvise, yes, but they come together in these
Everything
huge
is
elaborate
very
things.
specific.
Yes,
There's all
very
sorts of
specific.
specific parts.
But I
and
think
they're
the
all
point
different
is you
shapes.
build them that way, and then you can play around and mess around with them afterwards if you would like to.
Is it? They actually made for Lego Movie 2, they made a kit that you could make. It was because Lego 2, like the Legos were like insane. You know what I mean? They're
Lego
all
Movie 2?
Yeah, they like all the parts
I
are like
saw that movie
mismatched
in
and
the
whatnot.
theater.
Yeah, and they put a kit together. It was quite clever.
That
Right.
some of the songs in that movie were pretty good.
Yeah. And do you know that Duplo and regular Legos actually fit together?
I did not know that.
It's
but it
fucking.
makes sense. They're both in the movie,
rips
right?
time and space. It's
It
amazing.
does not. It's
no,
not
you
that
can
fucking mind blowing.
Yeah, you can put a little block into a big block, and they fit perfectly.
You know what? Opposites attract. Little Charmer 80 says, would you rather do crafts involving glitter? I said litter. Definitely rather do it involving glitter, or eat lunch from Pete's vomit bowl.
Lunch, obviously.
I think I'd probably eat lunch from the vomit bowl.
Glitter-
Because it's
Glitter-
dedicated. It goes in the dishwasher, I assume?
Glitter.
Or do you wash it in the toilet?
Glitter should go straight to
Do you
hell.
wash the vomit bowl in the toilet? You fucking bend down, you fucking keep it in the fucking toilet? Goddamn freak.
No bending, squatting over it, and then I wash it with the water from my.
You drink a
own-
lot of water, and then you
I-
pee into the
and I
vomit
pee
bowl and
into
rinse it out
and
that way.
But I have to squat over
I
it.
like it.
And then what I do
Stop
is
with
I
the
swirl-
squatting. No one wants this visual.
I'm obviously
Ray Fine
super
squatting
naked.
over the fucking vomit bowl.
Full of vomit with urine in it, and then I rinse it, and then we're done. And then it's back,
so
right
gross.
back in the closet.
Would you rather let your 5-year-old play with slime or put a lit candle directly into your eyeball? Again, you're going too far. Like, we get the point. If you want to have a real fucking conversation about this stuff, Little Charmer 80, be a little bit more realistic.
Candle in the eye.
This is the camera I should be looking at? I've looked at it like twice.
No, this one.
That one, the bright light one?
Yeah,
Carol
that
Ann? Go into the light, Carol Ann?
Yeah.
No. But you told me not to go into the light.
You've got
Doesn't-
a
it doesn't
magical,
fucking matter.
Magical way
Ellen
of-
C. Hauer says, would you rather watch 12 straight hours of Blippi or have 7 nights in a row alone with the kids? Before you answer, realize this. I've never seen Blippi, and I know it's probably fucking torture. But there are countless single parents all over the world who spend 365 days alone with their kids. Like, they don't have a spouse to help,
Right.
whatever, right? So it's doable, and I'm sure it's super challenging and much more challenging than shouldering or sharing the load with a partner or a spouse. So I feel like it would be insulting to say that I would rather watch TV than do that.
My God, dude, you're so woke.
I am pretty
You're
fucking
so
woke.
fucking
Did you
woke.
the virtue signaling? Did I signal it
Holy shit,
loudly
dude.
enough?
Why don't
You know
send
what?
some
Nate's
thoughts and
supposed to get me a
prayers
beer, and he
Australia?
has it. Your thoughts and prayers.
Oh my God! Just
What did I
send
watch?
them.
I watched some stand-up.
Yeah, please.
Somebody said something about thoughts and prayers.
Wow, good story.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it was a good one.
no, but here's the thing. What if
What's the-
what
here's
if I
the
told
thing.
you this?
What if I told you
Those-
30 for 30?
Those single parents out there also have to watch Blippi with their kids. They fucking
Sure,
double
yes,
down.
They have the worst
That's
of
a nightmare
everything.
scene.
Yes. You know, God bless the single parents. It's incredibly
No,
impressive.
but also
I'm not
I
even
think
joking.
on the back end, fuck Blippi.
I haven't seen it. I agree with you, but I haven't seen it.
This is the most annoying human being you've ever seen.
Blippi?
Yeah, he's like a 28-year-old male dude, and he gets
Yeah,
into
I
a
couldn't
tub,
believe it when you said it wasn't a cartoon.
and he's got suspenders on.
Because we talked about Blippi during the kids' TV show.
The guy,
episode.
first of all, has nailed his demographic.
Real beers. Thanks, Nate.
So yeah,
Oh, you get the
Oh,
you
well.
get the
do
sugar water.
Good.
Sugar water.
yeah.
So Craft Beer Love 716 says, "Would you rather have sex with your spouse so you can sleep in?" So, I guess she's coming from a wife's perspective, and she's saying, "Would you rather have sex with your husband in exchange
Right.
for sleeping in, or you don't have sex and you have to get up with the kids in the morning?
Okay.
Which
what
would you rather do?
What do you mean?
Have
what do you mean?
sex or get up early?" Right, when you put it that way, it's different.
Very.
But I think this is from a perspective of like a put upon wife who
Right.
has a headache and isn't in
doesn't
the mood as much
want
as her
to have
husband
sex.
is.
It's someone who doesn't want to have
Yes,
sex.
someone
with
who doesn't want to have
So it's
sex.
weird for us to read that.
So would you rather give in and give your husband or your spouse the sex that they want so that you get to sleep in, or
Versus get
not do that, withhold it from them and get up with the kids?
Yeah. Well,
I get up with the kids all the time, every day.
I haven't not gotten up with the kids for the last 4 years. I always get up with the kids.
Me too.
Is what I
Look
was
at
trying
us.
to say.
Look
And
at
you know
us.
what?
Who knew?
Look at us.
Look at us. Look at us.
No, seriously,
knew?
look at us. Yeah. So that's.
You know what?
We're
gonna
not
step past the rest of that one.
we're not withholding anything from anybody.
K Loft 627 says, "Would you rather listen to your kids scream for an entire week or have your mother-in-law move in with you?" And at Lamaro 928 says, "Would you rather go to a kid's birthday party for 2 hours or drive 2 hours alone in a car with your mother-in-law?" Now,
Ooh, this is a good one. These are good. These are.
I
good.
have my mother-in-law is, and how do I put this delicately, the single most annoying person I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay. Good.
Full stop, 100%. So when I first met my wife, I went on a road trip with her fucking family. Long story. And during the road trip, and this is like my first time meeting her parents and her nieces and nephews and some of her sisters, whatever. We're all in like a minivan. And while we're in the minivan, her dad is like just fed up and barking at the mom. And I'm like, man, this guy, he's really fucking going at her, right? And then literally like 2 hours later, I'm doing it too. Like, woman, like, yeah, she's just like reading every sign she sees, asking the same question 50 times in a row. And you're just like, at first you're like, man, this guy's got a temper on him. And then 45 minutes in, you're like, holy shit, how are they still married? Like, how is anyone, anyway. It's a tough one. So yeah, no, I'm gonna choose anything besides the mother-in-law thing. So I would rather listen to my kids scream for an entire week. Partially because I
You're
do
used
listen
to
to
it.
my
Yeah,
kids
you're
scream for an
used to
entire week nonstop. And a kid's birthday party for 2 hours or 2 hours alone in a car with a mother-in-law. Man, it's tough. She's
do it.
tough.
My-
Even when she's hard to have a conversation with.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a challenge. So I'm gonna go for any of the non-mother-in-law stuff. No offense.
A lot taken.
Well,
a
hopefully
lot taken.
nobody is listening.
Too
Nobody
bad
is
I
listening.
patched her in, and oh look, she's commenting.
Would you like
right
to
now.
answer this?
What's this?
The mother-in-law question.
I'm
I'm sure your wife's mother is wonderful.
She's absolutely a dream. No, I think I would. I have built up an immunity, much like the Princess
your
Bride.
mother-in-law?
No, well, to to both, to kids screaming and my mother-in-law.
Not the Princess Bride. The Dread Pirate Roberts is the one who builds up the
I know.
immunity.
All right,
You're
fine.
referencing the film.
That's
not
correct.
The,
The
character.
Dread Pirate Roberts has built up an immunity to poison, aka driving around with his mother-in-law. My mother-in-law is has a similar sense. She will talk.
She's nice. She means
Constantly.
well. She's a nice person.
She's very nice,
I'm good.
but I think I'll take the screaming.
Okay, so here's some of the tough ones. All right. So Bill D'Amica, who's commenting here and who's listening on YouTube, I didn't totally understand this. Would I rather watch two kids while I'm hungover, or watch them when I'm not hungover? So I would rather have been drunk the night before than to not have been drunk.
Right.
And watching kids when you're not hungover is better, because being hungover around children sucks.
It does.
Bill, if you're listening, if I read that wrong or that's not what you meant, feel free to clear it up. Hungover parenting is hard, but you generally don't give any fucks when you're hungover, and you're just like, go do whatever screen time. I'm gonna lay here.
Well, hungover parenting gives you the ability to comment on other people. When other people are like, "Oh, I'm so hungover," and you're like, "Oh, you watching kids?" And the minute they say no, you're like,
Yeah,
go
welcome to my
fucking
world.
fuck
You're always
yourself."
one-upping people with your
Yeah.
struggle.
That's right.
I like
That's
that about
what you need to do.
4/5 of a kayak says, would you rather have a kid that sleeps well but every meal is a war, or vice versa? Now I got a lot of versions of this, being like, have a kid that sleeps 12 hours but only eats Oreos, or a kid that only eats Oreos or whatever. So for this one, would you rather have a kid that sleeps well but every meal is a war, or vice versa? I would 100% rather have the kid that sleeps.
Sleeps. Yeah. You need it.
You need that
The
sleep,
sleep is
because
so
it will make you
important.
be able to deal with the mealtime struggles that
Yeah.
much better. You need the sleep. It is essential. It is the number one thing I think parents need.
My kids
Sleep.
my kids will eat a range of food. They'll eat vegetables, they'll eat this, but the amount that they'll eat is so tiny, and how long it will take them to
Eat that tiny bit, yeah.
It will take them an hour.
Mine have a
My
reflex
kids-
where they say they hate everything, no matter what it is. They say they'll hate it, and then when you first try to give it to them, they shut their mouths and like my toddler will shut his mouth and turn his head, and you have to force him just to fucking taste it, and then he'll taste it and he'll like it.
Yeah.
And if he likes it, and it still takes 3 hours to fucking get all into him.
Right. It's
Sucks.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about. That shit sucks.
It does suck. But still, I would rather deal with that and have had like a kid who slept 12 hours
Yes.
than the opposite.
Yes.
Fabiega, Fabeaga, says, would you rather listen to them whine and call you all fucking day, or be deaf? So would you rather have kids or be deaf, I think is essentially the question. Because they're definitely whining and calling you all fucking day, nonstop.
Dad.
Yeah.
Dad. You know what my son says? Which is like a cute, not cute. We should do this, like a cute thing that's not cute. I'm like, hey, buddy, can you go brush your teeth? Wait, what? Everything's, wait, what'd you say? Wait,
Every
what?
time?
Wait, what? Dad, what'd you say? Dad, what'd you just say? Wait, what? And I'm like,
oh my
dude,
God.
fucking shut.
It's just like a tick?
Just go brush your teeth. Wait,
What?
What?
Does
wait,
he delay it?
wait, what?
But is that a delay tactic? A
I don't
stalling
know.
tactic?
I don't know, but my middle does that too. So I think something has happened where wait what has become
It's
the
contagious.
number one.
Angel7162 says, would you rather volunteer at a kindergarten party or pay for that party's supplies?
Pay for the supplies.
100%.
Come on.
Times 8 billion.
Pay
Harry
for the
Claridge, would you
supplies.
rather babysit a kid that hates your kid or go on a play date where you hate the parents? So the question is would you rather take one for your kid, like basically like suffer through some bullshit with a parent that you hate to make your kid happy, or
make your kids suffer?
make yourself happy and let your kid suffer? No, that's essentially it. Like babysit a kid that hates your kid. So basically host a play date with a kid that hates your kid,
right, but you like.
I guess.
Oh, so a kid that maybe your kid doesn't like because they're boring or something, but they're super nice and they don't.
No, but this is
smash
the
stuff?
kid that hates your kid.
Hates
I don't
your
want to
kid.
know
That's
any.
Weird. That's
Why
weird.
would anyone hate my children? They're so perfect.
That's true.
It's like from Seinfeld.
That's a good point.
Why would anyone not like you? So Jerry's parents are like always confused when
Right.
somebody doesn't like Jerry. I don't know. Maybe because he fucking dates 17-year-olds.
You know what? That's
It's fucking real life
yeah.
right here, folks. That's what you get in the Dad and Barry podcast.
yeah. Jerry Seinfeld's love life.
Check. You have an answer to this.
I think a better rephrasing of this is if your kid doesn't really like that kid, not necessarily because they hate them or not, like because that kid hates your kid,
Yeah.
but just because your kid doesn't like that kid because they're boring or whatever, but they're well behaved.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, this Johnny loves, he asks, he's
Chachi.
polite. Johnny loves Chachi because it's 2020 and we fucking got.
Johnny loves Chachi. We're fucking woke.
You
as
know
fuck.
what I mean? We're woke as fuck.
When
We're
we
on our
do Happy Days
hoverboards.
spin-offs.
We're fucking doing hoverboards and shit. It's great.
Harry Claridge.
Harry Claridge.
That was who asked that question. It was a tough one.
is
You
he
were
a-
really struggling with
Is
it.
he a diamond jeweler?
I think he's from One Direction.
Wow.
Check your kids at the door says, would you rather have the flu with no kids bothering you or a cold for 3 weeks?
Flu.
Yeah, flu with no kids.
I'll take all the flu in the world.
Just for some solitude.
yeah.
Well, one of my friends has the flu right now, and I asked him if his kids were leaving him alone, and he said his wife wasn't letting his kids near him. And I said, there you fucking go. Milk that shit. Oh, uh-oh. I got the flu for 2 extra days by accident.
6 weeks in. It still has the
Exactly.
flu.
So here's a really, really tough one. The 2 toughest questions we got.
Okay. You know what? We're ready. Are we ready for this?
I don't know. Are you ready for this? You'll throw that in later, Nate, okay?
Okay.
Ollie Bilchek says, would you rather answer, where do babies come from, or what's this glass pipe for?
Babies come from.
So we have a mutual friend whose child found a glass pipe in their home and brought it in to show and tell. Did you know this story?
I think you told us.
Our another mutual friend told me
Yeah.
this story, which is very funny, and nowadays probably a little bit less problematic than it would have been
Right.
even 5,
Right.
10 years ago.
It was a meth pipe, though.
It was
which
a meth pipe.
Is problematic.
It is problematic.
and it's emblematic.
But
of the
would you? So
problem.
you're definitely going to have to answer, where do babies come from? As for what's this glass pipe for, I don't know what things are like in your house. I don't know if that's a question that might come up. I don't know what things are like in my house, but I imagine this day and age is legal. I mean,
don't know
assume
what
you're
things are
referring
like
to
in your house?
marijuana. No, I don't know. I'm not gonna
You're not
implicate
gonna-
myself in any fucking.
You're not gonna.
I'm not gonna implicate myself. First of all, who uses? Look, it's called a vape, buddy. Nobody uses glass pipes
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah. Who needs
How about that?
Who needs a bowl?
Who needs a vape? Oh, wow. Somebody knows the terminology here.
Yeah.
Fucking Ms.
Yeah.
Joe Alice B. Tokless over here.
Yeah.
So I think both of those questions may be things you legitimately end up having to answer. Where do babies come from? Every parent has to answer at some point. Whether you mean literally, are you getting that question, or are you just having the talk of the birds and the bees?
My wife.
My wife.
My wife told my oldest M&A
Yeah.
when she was 7.
The details.
Yeah.
Did you watch like Basic Instinct? And be like,
I
here's
wasn't
the
there.
Shooter.
I wasn't there.
Shooter. You weren't there.
I had nothing to do with it.
Good for you. You're gonna have to tell your son though.
He'll figure it out.
All right. So Bill D'Amica has another question. Do you invite the child's entire daycare class to a birthday party, or choose a select few? I think
Select few.
at their youngest you invite everybody, and then as they start to get older, like 3rd grade and up, you start to narrow it
It
down.
really depends on the size of the class,
Yeah.
though. I mean, we're in New York. That shit can get big.
He also
Real
says
big.
he has an idea. Have you ever thought about a curated roundtable? Maybe a contest listeners can enter for a chance to join the podcast. So like we would have a topic
haven't.
and then allow like 3 or 4 listeners to join in, and we all have a forum.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear anyone else's opinions. Start your own fucking podcast and then ask me out as a guest.
There we
and I'll
go.
say no.
We'll all
You know what?
start podcasts.
We don't have guests. We'll probably have guests at some point.
Yep.
We keep talking about it.
We're
we don't
getting
always see
closer.
eye to eye.
They're gonna be able to call in.
You're going to be able to call in, folks.
Look at this technology that our patrons are getting us.
Here is the last and toughest question of the whole
Babies
thing.
Bill says babies come from. He wants to do that. He wants to.
He's talking about where Baby from Dirty Dancing comes from. That's why it's capitalized.
Oh, good call.
He's like, where does she come from? And I'm like, I don't know. I think.
And you know what? And why
it takes
she's in
place
the
in
corner.
Catskills. I don't know. Why is she in the corner?
You know what? Because she shouldn't be there.
She shouldn't. You should never put her there.
Don't ever fucking put baby in the corner.
Buyers.remorse had the toughest would you rather of the whole thing.
All right, let's hear it.
Would you rather
Let's wrap this
have
up.
another kid or not have any kids?
Ooh.
So in your case, would you rather have a fourth kid?
You know
would
what?
I presume,
gonna-
or just go back to zero? Let me just bring it back down
I'm
to
gonna
fucking 1999 where I got nothing.
You literally have nothing. No wife. Nothing.
No,
Nobody. You're
no
sitting.
fucking money, no job.
Captain Crunch underwear.
I went back
basement.
too far. Captain Crunch underwear.
Yeah,
What's
that's
that?
you're eating Captain Crunch in your underwear in your basement.
It
in
sounds
your parents'
fucking perfect.
basement.
My parents' basement is not furnished, so
Yeah,
drafty. I would not be
exactly.
wearing. I would not be wearing
Thank you.
only underwear
Thank
in
you.
my parents' basement. It's not furnished.
Guess
There's no
what?
rug. It'd be very cold.
You know what? In this universe,
It's a dungeon. So
That's
my
what you
parents,
do.
I'm in my parents' dungeon eating
No,
Captain Crunch.
no.
Why would they give me Captain Crunch in a dungeon?
because
that's
that's
like a
the way
luxury
your
item.
that's the way your mom likes it.
That's the weirdest fucking thing maybe you've ever
That's
said.
the way. Sorry.
That's
the
the way your
dad
mom
likes.
likes.
That's the way your dad
Okay, a
likes
little
it.
less weird, still weird.
Okay. Well, get down there. Shut up. Get down there and start
Get
eating
down to
your
the dungeon
cereal.
and eat your fucking Captain
In front
Crunch.
of- make
It's
sure
like-
the fucking
it's like
camera's
your
on
parents
this
find
time.
you eating
Make sure
sugary
the camera's
cereal
on this time,
and
you
they
son
teach
of
you
a
a
bitch.
lesson. It's like
You
your parents
stupid
find you
bitch.
eating sugary cereal and they teach you a lesson. They make you eat the whole
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
like you would do with cigarettes back in the day.
Except for they don't care about that. They just want you to be on camera.
In the
Shut-
dungeon,
Yeah. Just shut up. And
where'd
get on
the camera come in?
Camera's there. Camera's everywhere.
Cameras everywhere. Big brother. Anyway, would you rather have another kid or not have any kids?
I'm gonna blow your mind.
You're gonna say none.
I would rather have another kid.
Oh yeah, obviously that doesn't blow my mind.
Why?
Because
We
no one in
complain
their
about
right
it
mind
so
can
much.
really. Once you meet your kids, you can't be like
Yes, that's true.
wiping them from existence. I wasn't sure I wanted a second kid. It wasn't an accident, but it took us a long time to decide we wanted a second kid, and I worship the dude. He sucks in a lot of fucking ways, but I worship
But
the
he's
little
the
dude.
best.
Once he's around, you
He's
don't
the best.
regret
Right.
having the kid. Yeah, your life is fucking harder and more expensive and more challenging. But I would never be like, I don't want to have this kid anymore. Your life's your life. You just fucking adjust.
Well, here's what I found. I found that going from 0 to 1 kid takes 100% of.
This is
all
going to be
your
a whole
energy.
episode.
No, and then going from 1 to 2 kids because you've already had a kid, and you're like, okay, great. I know what
Right.
know what having a kid is like. It's great, or it's fine. Going
Yeah,
from
exactly.
going from
It's
one
fine.
going from 1 to 2 is exactly 100% more effort than having 1 kid. Going to 3 kids is like it's nothing because you're already up.
Right,
you
you're-
think what you think you've given all your effort to your 1 kid, but you have no idea that there's so much more that you need to do, and that's why I think 2 is really hard. Whereas additional kids after that, like 3 or 4,
Yeah.
it's like no big because you're already
Diminishing
fucking
returns.
yeah,
It's less
exactly.
hard every time.
You're up at 6 anyway. Like
Yeah.
you're doing this shit you're going to the park anyway. No one's staying home.
I stay
No-
home as much as fucking possible.
Well, I mean, no one's getting off scot-free. Everyone's working. And the point is if more people can join the party and fucking help out or fucking scream and, it makes a crew. I feel like I have a crew. I like that. I like more.
You have a crew, like
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
a
yeah.
fucking posse.
I have a posse. We roll deep.
I thought it was an interesting question, and
I like it.
think people
I like
would
that
assume
question.
I would say I would rather not have kids, but
I think
it's
they were
tough.
really
In
probably
theory,
thinking what
not having
I
kids
was,
is definitely easier, but
Sorry to interrupt you
No, you're
once
not.
again, but I think that most people were probably wondering what I was thinking about it. So
they probably thought they knew what I was
and
thinking.
now
How long How long has this been?
2 hours.
About an hour.
Okay,
Are we over an hour?
We're over an hour. Hour 3. About.
you son of a bitch.
You know what?
You've waffled
We're trying
on
to fucking
once
put this
again.
shit on IGTV, and when it's over an hour, we can't do that.
All right, well, you fucked it up.
So, I guess so. So we're gonna have to trim some anyway if we want to put it on IGTV.
Tight.
So we'll do the user comments. We got some comments on our last episode, which was about lying to kids. Dana Bosday said, "I was listening to this on Apple Podcasts and I had to come onto YouTube to relive the moment of Mike laughing so hard. I was practically in tears because I could see where he was going. Thanks for that, because that was when I was talking
Right.
about worms. I got worms." Somebody called Not Available said, "Mike, did you lose weight or is it just the black on black?"
Whoa, Mike.
You know what?
Look
That's
at
for
you.
me to know and you to find out, my man.
Okay. How does that happen?
I don't have a scale. I don't look at a scale. I have no idea.
Is this gonna?
So
pants
Jason
on a hard body?
Thomas, who likes to come and leave like real hard hitting serious comments.
Jason Thomas is got.
He comes hard.
He's got a good.
Look at this paragraph.
He's got some good thoughts.
Look at
going
this
on.
paragraph. Does he? Okay, here's how he goes. He goes,
Okay,
he goes
yeah,
I'm
I
not
think so.
judging. I'm not shaming. I'm not telling anyone how to parent.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not some elitist perfect dad by any means whatsoever. I just have some questions. Why tell outlandish lies to manipulate behavior? The ice cream machine's... He's referring to lies that we shared, other
This is
people
the
shared from our
episode.
last
This is
episode.
last episode.
The ice cream machine's broken? Shows only come on at the babysitter's house? Toys went home to their own planet? iPads don't work outside? Disneyland is closing? Why not just tell them no, or we don't have money for that right now, or that toy broker got lost, we got to take better care of our things, or the iPad is only for road trips / plane flights, or Disneyland is open until midnight, but we've had a ton of fun here for 8 hours and it's your bedtime. Yeah, sometimes it's harder and they want to argue, but it's the way it is. At least they won't find out later you lied all the time and basically gave them the green light to do the same. The parents who responded that they never lie to their kids might not be lying. They are lying, because every fucking single parent on earth tells a white lie.
Well, hold on a second.
All the other things he said are partially valid.
No, not partially. They're
completely
it's a
valid.
very
It's
good
fine.
statement.
I agree.
And he absolutely nails it, except for when you talk about Santa and when,
Well,
so
maybe maybe he doesn't say that. This guy
No,
doesn't
but
tell
so-
his kids any lies.
no,
He's
but
100% truthful about every single thing.
Well, so that's where it starts to fall apart. Like, you know, if your kid is into Santa, which everyone is, if you celebrate Christmas, I just found out, my 12-year-old told me just today
that Santa's not real? Broke your heart.
not just that. She told me when she found out he wasn't real.
When was that?
So check this shit out.
Hurry up.
She was in first grade. A kid in her class says, "My mom told me that Santa just doesn't exist. It's bullshit, and that she gives us presents and whatever." So she started crying. My daughter started crying.
Yes.
Sees the mom another day outside and says, "You know, this kid, Erkley, says I'm gonna put his name out there."
His name's Erkley?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's
That's
right.
why I was
no,
looking
no,
confused.
exactly.
I didn't know if it was like a foreign
So
language.
she's in first grade. Goes up to the mom. "Oh, he says that you say that Santa's not real." Guess what the mom says?
You're right. He's not.
"Yeah, you're right.
Guess
He's
what?
not."
That's not your place, other mom.
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Fuck her so bad. Like, fuck that shit. I was so
was
pissed.
it Jason Thomas?
No, but what I agree with Jason Thomas about is that you're right. Like, I think that the small petty lies are one thing, or the
A lot of the
small
lies that people put in
they
were
build up.
half joking, dead serious
Right.
things, and a lot of them are things parents say when they're at the end of their rope and they've tried fucking everything
Right.
and they're sick and tired of it. And a lot of it is
But he's right. But the point
this
being,
doesn't give your kid permission to lie. Fine, say what you want.
the point is you might be at the end of the rope, but you can just say no. It's enough.
Sure, you can.
It's
Right.
enough. And if your kid melts down, then fuck them.
Sometimes being fucking mean to your kid
Yeah.
and honest is worse
Is-
than telling a fucking white lie.
I disagree,
Well, what anyway?
because I'm.
You can be
fucking pretty
truthful,
mean.
but they might not like you.
How about being just a total asshole the whole time?
That's what I do. It
I
does
know.
not work out very well.
I know, but you know what? That's the only way I know.
Don't put your hand up to me. Get the fuck away from me.
Touch your face. I want to touch your face.
Oh my gosh. I don't think that's like telling your kid white lies like about Santa or whatever opens the door for your kid to lie.
No,
you
I
can
don't.
teach your kids about honesty
Yeah.
and still be like, yeah, you know what?
Except for the switch witch. You can put
The
that shit.
switch witch?
You
What's
just
that?
close that shit down
What's a
right away.
switch
Say that
witch?
doesn't exist. That's it. After Halloween, some fucking asshole came up with like, "Oh, my kid has too much candy, so I'm gonna." The kid puts a bag of candy under their pillow so that they get a toy instead of all the candy. You know what? Fuck it.
the hell is that?
You
Never
ever heard
heard
of
of
the
it.
switch witch? No, it's a piece of shit.
It sounds terrible.
I hate it. And that was one I was like, that doesn't exist. That's a non-thing.
I think that Jason
I
Thomas
told my
says
friend.
is great in a vacuum. I'm not as good a parent as him, clearly, because, sometimes I just don't have it in me to fucking deal with
Yeah.
honesty and having a debate and an argument. Sometimes I'd just rather say, what was it? Your dish detergent went back to Planet Dawn. I still don't understand. That person didn't chime in. Why is your kid fascinated with dish detergent?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I don't know about making up, but I do just like, okay, that's nice, and then I move on.
Look,
I just shut
look,
up.
I'm not a good parent. I lie all the time, and I bribe and I threaten. you know what? And my kids are fucking damaged, and they're gonna be trash, and they're gonna fucking raise shitty kids too. And it's just the circle of life.
You know what? Where are we gonna get our musicians from? A really
It's
good ones.
fallacy. Anyway,
Thanks
thanks for
guys.
joining in. If the 7 of you that tried the experiment on YouTube, we appreciate it. In the future, we'll probably do more of these, and we'll promote them more in advance. It was fun to occasionally get a comment that we could react
That was
to in
cool.
real time. I think if we were to do these things and be like, hey, the topic is going to be this, come with your insights.
Yeah.
We would be able to respond as people spoke
that
about
would be
that
fun.
topic and stuff like that.
That'd be
So
fun.
let us know what you thought about this. If you're listening to this on the podcast, you can go look at the live version on YouTube. You can go to Patreon and throw us some money. And you please go to Apple and give us some ratings. And if you want, throw a paragraph up. You don't have to do that. Just give us 5 stars. So happy
New Year?
2019. Happy New Year.
Happy 2020.
Happy 2020. Hopefully it's a good one.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's a good one.
It's
Another 50 or so episodes of this thing. We'll see where it goes. Nate, thanks for letting us use your new house, your new digs.
Worked out pretty good, huh?
It did.
Yeah.
I loved it every minute.
And I'm sorry about the bathroom. All right,
Wow.
everyone.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Bye, Bill.